And just like that. But you can wear glasses, and your glasses, well, you got a little glare in them. I can never wear my glasses because there's always like ring light in my face. It's distracting, but you look good with glasses.
Well,
What's
I have
up?
my ring lights to the side, not
See,
straight
and I have
in front
mine
of me. So
right
you
in
can
front
see
of
the
my
screen
face.
of my glasses, but you can't. You gotta put the rings to the side. Put the ring to the side.
You know,
And
whole
my
new
vision is getting
setup.
worse, so now I'm getting to the place where I kind of have to. I gotta have glasses more than usual. My
Damn
vision is
it.
getting bad.
Getting old.
Yep, the wonderful part of getting old.
But I tell you what, I
was
I've got
literally I was Lyft driving last night, and I was driving in the day, and then I realized I didn't have my glasses with me. I'm like, oh shoot, nighttime coming, it's about to get bad. And then I somebody had me going way out like in the country, wasn't no lights or nothing like that. I'm like, oh, this is getting bad. I can't see it all.
no.
But I made it. But I was like, at nighttime, I don't see well at night. I need my glasses. And then if it's night and raining, I can't see.
Oh, yeah, I'm not even driving. Like, I'm to that point where there's no need for me to even be on the road because I can't. And it's not so much that I can't see, it's my vision is so after my dad died and, you know, we sold the house and all the stuff, right? It was the first time I really came into some money in a while, well, ever, actually. But I was like, let me get some glasses. And the last time I got glasses, they were like $500. Like, who can spend $500 on a pair of fucking glasses, right? So got some money, went and got the glasses. I tried to do the, you know, go to a local spot and support local. Don't go to the chain places, you know, find a really good pair of glasses. It's been so long since you've got a new pair. Went to this place and the place is now closed down. They did not last very long. And I've got 2 pair of glasses that I paid $600 for, both of them with the wrong prescription. So these big ass glasses that y'all see me wear every day, those are not my prescription. Whatever prescription that I was supposed to have, they messed them up. And so much time had passed that it was just too late. I couldn't get a new pair. They'd already fucking closed down, like the whole business closed down. And so now I'm like, I literally have to go get, you know, the whole entire process redone. And I'm so afraid of what kind of glasses
well, you'd have to do that anyway. Like, after they will only prescribe you glasses
2
if
years.
you've had to have your eye exam within a year. Anything after a year, then they won't prescribe you a new exam.
I'm so
they won't
afraid.
prescribe you glasses based off of that eye exam.
No, they won't. They told me, and they told me that after 2 years they don't. But I was like, I'm not looking forward to the process because my eyes are so much worse today from wearing the wrong glasses than they were before the last pair that broke when I had to get these
then
glasses.
what you do, this is what they say. This is what they say, especially if you have one eye that's a lot worse, because my left eye is a lot worse than my right eye. So number one, you can't see these, but my glasses are thick as crap. And they'd be a lot thicker if I didn't get that polyurethane, whatever they call it, to make them actually thin it out a little bit more. Like, I'm pretty much wearing Coke bottles.
That's how mine work
but they say that you have to wear the glasses more. And it's like, if you don't, like, the eye that's bad, they kind of say it'll like stop trying. Like, it'll stop trying to align, and ultimately, like, you'll get a lazy eye.
Damn.
And I can see that one of my eyes is starting to get lazy. I could tell one of my eyes is starting to get lazy. So I'm like, let me put these glasses on before my eyes stops trying to refocus.
That makes me so nervous. I'm already nervous, and I'm not gonna wear contacts, so like glasses is just what it's gonna be for me. But I'm a little nervous for them to get in there and be like, oh wow, this is never gonna correct itself. And I'm like, no. So like, I really do try to stare at the sun, for a period of time when I'm outside every day and try to just, I mean, I know you can't fix it, but
They tell
a
you,
friend of
so they
mine
say staring at the sun helps?
supposed to, supposed to,
I thought
supposed to.
it's supposed to make it worse.
Of course, that's why they tell you don't stare into the sun. They don't want you to look into the sun. The sun is what grows us. The sun is what heals. So of course you're gonna put
The
UV
sun give
rays
you
on your fucking eyeballs.
astigmatism.
Huh?
I said the sun give you astigmatism.
Shit, the sun will clear it up. But at 47 years old, I jumped on the sun train probably a little too late. But a friend of mine just had cataract surgery done, and her second one, they do them, I guess, a couple weeks apart. So she had the first one done and said it was perfectly fine, like no pain, everything was great. Vision was messed up because the other eye hadn't been done yet. So the vision that she did have, when she covered up one, was really good. She's like, my vision is like 20/20. Just had the second eye done last week. I need to probably follow up with her today, just checking to see how she's doing it. She's like, it is horrible. Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. She said it's literally like looking through a kaleidoscope. And she's like,
Yeah,
the
that's how my
migraines.
left eye is. Yeah, yeah. It's
She's like,
just
migraines are constant. She has not driven at night for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. She's like, it is really, really bad. And I was like, okay, so we're all just getting older, but
yeah.
I gotta get some new glasses. I gotta.
And then I like these. These are
to.
the ones that like when when it's sunny out, then they turn into shades.
Oh, the transitions.
Yeah, I like that too. It's really cool.
Okay. Yeah, no, I got they told me I needed trifocals. I was like, shut up with trifocals. But what I've come to learn though with those type of transition lenses is you don't have to. You can do a bifocal, you can do a 2. A 3 is not necessarily necessary. And so this place that I went to was just a major upselling type of place. And that's how they did everybody. So the few times that I did go back in there to get my fucking glasses to try to get them fixed and try to get like the accurate prescription, the whole place was full of people who were like, yeah, our shit's wrong too. So like my lenses do not match the prescription that I had. But again, I've been wearing these wrong lenses for a couple of years now. And I definitely know that I have, my eyes have paid the price for it. Definitely paid the price for it. But I've been up 4 eyes since I was a little girl. So
yeah,
whatever. It'll happen though.
And I didn't start wearing glasses till after I got out of high school, or like my last year in high school. So I was never used to wearing glasses because I didn't grow up wearing them until I was almost an adult.
Wow.
But thankfully, my wife has pretty good insurance. So yeah, those like $700 glasses. I paid like $80 for.
Oh my
God. Really, I had to pay $80 just for the poly whatever the type of material, just so well, my glasses won't be so thick. So that's.
I thought about contacts for a minute, but that's just not for me. I like glasses. Take them off.
I can't touch my eye. You see my little squinty eyes? I can't open my eyes up big enough to stick nothing in there. I tried many times. It don't work.
No, I remember way back in the day. I was probably in middle school. I had contact lenses. I had green ones, and them shits were hard lenses. They were hard lens contacts. This is before they had soft lens contacts. Them shits you would put on and you could like feel the contact lens when you would close your eye. That did not last long. I know my mom had to have been so pissed.
I tried to get some in the early 2000s. You know, they had them color contacts. I tried to get some color contacts.
Remember, I graduated in '96, so this is in middle school. So this is
I couldn't even get them in my eyes. I got me some color contacts. I couldn't get some things in there.
No, I was trying to be cute. Got some green ones. They were nice, but no,
I couldn't get it in there, so I gave up.
I said, it's not for me. It's not for me.
Oh,
but hello, everybody.
I cut you off, but yeah. That's how we always do. Just jump on in. But yeah, you can do the preliminaries.
Everybody back. Welcome back. What was last week? Last week was enabling.
You had some good questions on there too. It was like one of them was something like, how do you know you're being an enabler, and like some things around knowing when you need to when something is enabling versus when it isn't, and is there like positive versions of enabling versus not? Is there ever a positive way to enable? I think that's empowering. I don't think that's enabling. I think that's empowering.
You know what's crazy? once I get off of here, I forget the whole conversation. You just reminded me of everything. I don't remember
rewatch
any
it
of
like
that
twice,
conversation.
at
I'm like,
least
oh
twice. So
yeah,
I
that's
always
good.
replay it. You know, I always get to hear, because I hate when I miss spots, right? Like I'm like, man, I wish I would have said. But what I did say though at the end of last week's conversation was we might have to part 2 this, because we really did not
Yeah.
get to enabling like we really could have. There's so much more to it. And ironically, I saw a meme earlier today that said something like the enabler is just as abusive as the abusive person. So like the conversation of enabling is definitely a very familiar word in a lot of people's day-to-day life.
Do that. You know, my problem is when I'm too comfortable with people, then I don't go back and look at stuff. So like if we have more guests or people who are not on here as much, then I'll go back and watch it to see if, like I said, I want to make sure that I got everybody involved. If, you know, I want to pay attention to that. But when if it's just you and Ivory and people that I'm comfortable with, then a lot of times I don't go back and look at it, because I don't feel the obligation to get everybody. Y'all know to just jump in and talk whenever you want to. So that part, I don't. I'm like, oh yeah, it was a good conversation. It's fine. But you know, when there's newer people, then I go back and look at it. Like, did I get them involved? Did I keep them engaged? Those things that I think about as moderator.
I think a part 2 could be really good, because like you're saying, Nikki, like an enabler is a bit of a like addict too.
Yeah.
Like
You're just trying to jump back in because you missed last week.
I did. I am. I'm jelly.
But you know, we can always do it again. I mean, we really can, because like I said, there's so much more to it.
You see me trying to start it back up.
Okay, Nikki, I promise I won't interrupt you again. Go ahead. You can start 12 minutes in. You can start us off.
Oh, are we starting from the beginning?
If you want to, or we could just run right into it.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. We are here. You are here. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you always for being here. We're up to 130 subscribers on the YouTube channel.
Slow drip. Slow drip.
Slow drip. So while we talk about loyalty today, we're going to talk about those subscriber numbers. But we definitely we've been having some, I've been getting some great feedback. So between our last Tuesdays and these last couple conversations here, always just endless good feedback. So we're always grateful that you're here. Hopefully we're here every Tuesday except the last Tuesday. But we appreciate you for being here. Hit the share button. If you want to join the conversation, of course, it's always the same instructions. The link to the StreamYard stream is posted in the Facebook Freethinkers group page. It's pinned at the top. So if you want to join us tonight, you can go over to the Facebook page, click on the link, and it'll bring you right in here, obviously. If you're interested in just conversating with us and just chatting over in the YouTube live stream over there, Freethinkers Worldwide, you can chat with us over there. And we do try to engage with everybody that is, you know, typing in the comment, typing in the chat. So I think we've got enough screens up everywhere to try to catch everybody's. But if we are missing you, jump over on the YouTube stream and engage with us over there. Facebook is funny. It's kind of doing funny stuff with our streams and our pages and our visibility, but YouTube hasn't been doing any tripping. So join us over there. Otherwise, we got a great conversation for tonight. Ironically, Q, I was super excited about this topic, and then I watched that video that I sent y'all. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it. Like, I literally just sent it like within the last hour.
No, what did you send it? You messaged me, Instagram,
no, I
Facebook?
sent it to both y'all in our text, in our group text.
Okay, I'm gonna have to put. Oh no, I did not see that.
It was very good. It was a really good breakdown of what loyalty looks like. And so I started this off with feeling super excited about having the conversation of loyalty, because I like talking about shit like this, right? And then I got sad after I watched the video, just reflecting on.
Oh shoot, that's 27 minutes. I ain't know that long. I thought I was gonna check the clip real quick.
No, and I thought about uploading it to show, but it was just too much. But I did post it in the Facebook, the Freethinkers group page, if you want to watch the video. And it just made me sad to really actually realize how few people display loyalty.
So did you agree with the definitions and terms that it presented as far as what loyalty looks like?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
So what was your eye-opening experience was how few people are loyalty. How do you feel that you lined up with the definitions and criteria?
I think the reason I have such a hard time with it is because I'm loyal. I'm too loyal. I was too loyal.
Oh, hold on. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
So the very first thing that it says in the video, I wrote down, I was like, oh shit. It says loyalty is an illusion until it's put to work. Until you put the test.
That is true.
But I think I rewound it like 10 times just to make sure I heard what he said. He said, loyalty is an illusion until you basically put it to the test.
You don't know until it's tested.
That part, everybody says they're loyal. Everybody claims to be loyal, but can you even show loyalty until you have to show loyalty? And so then when it kind of starts running down the 5 ways to test a person's loyalty, which I don't like testing people. I don't test people. I think that's really, I don't like that. I don't like testing people. I'd rather you just show me one way or another, whether you are or you aren't. But when you think about how much time is invested sometimes with the person who looks loyal and walk loyal and they talk loyal, but in all actuality, when it comes down to the test, fails oftentimes.
Well, one thing is, this is what I know. It's 2 things. Number 1, if you live long enough and a person is intertwined in your life, then you will get a chance to see a person's loyalty, or that it will be tested. And then the number 2 part of that is, do you put demands on your friendships and relationships the same way that people put demands on yours? Sometimes you don't know a person's loyalty because you don't put demands on your relationship, or or you don't reach out when times are tight or when you're going through something. Sometimes when we do everything by ourselves or we get secluded, then it's hard to find out who's loyal because you never put anything on another person's plate. So you should practice putting things on another person's plate sometime too. And that's not a test, but it's just something like, if we are what I think we are, then you should be able to handle this on some degree or some level. If you're always in that mindset of I'm gonna do it, I figure it out by myself, then yeah, you will never fully understand or find out if a person is loyal or not.
Oh yeah, I got a loyalty question.
Let's go.
It's gonna be hard, y'all, but I gotta ask.
Let's go.
Name at least one person that you know that you could say, hey, I'm giving you money to go buy a lottery ticket. They buy the ticket,
they win,
Powerball,
they gonna split it with you. Yeah.
Who do you trust to give you the ticket? Bring the ticket back to you. There's one person you trust to do that.
Hold on, what you mean? Like I'm getting, like they get the whole ticket, or we splitting this 50-50?
They were just like one of my friends, the reason why I'm asking this question, one of my friends was like, hey, buy me a ticket because they have Powerball in whatever place, right? They didn't have access to it.
Oh, sure.
Right.
So if I win, then I gotta, give them their money. Who do you trust to do that?
You know what's crazy? That's a good question, and that's crazy. And I'm kind of excited about that because I have several people that I trust. Number 1, I would trust Nikki. Number 2, I would trust my sister. I would trust my cousin Adrian. I would trust my friend Sean. I would trust my friend Prince. Like, I have plenty of friends that I trust. They would be like, yo, this, because not only that, I know these people, they trust me too. Like, Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna give you yours because we all gonna break bread together because they know the type of person that I am. So it's like, yeah, I ain't got no problem giving you this. You want it, and we all gonna be good, and they know that.
Yeah.
So it's like, and number two, the other side of that is, I deal with a lot of people who are their principle and their foundations is not, it's not surrounded by money. It's surrounded by relationships. It's surrounded by love, by family, and money is important, but it ain't on the top of the totem pole. So they wouldn't say, I got to break this relation. The people that I'm speaking of, I know they're not going to do something shady for the sake of money because money ain't on the top of their agenda.
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked that question because just thinking about it, I have a lot of people that I know that I trust them 100%.
That's really good.
I am super, 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 super happy to hear you say my name because when I thought about this question, who would I consider loyal? You were definitely one of the first people that came to my mind, Q. You have been loyal from day one. Even at times where I didn't even know if you fucking liked me. You know? But Q has always been loyal. And you know, so in asking that same question, not necessarily about the money, but I'll get to the money, and asking the same question about, you know, people who are loyal and actions that have shown, you know, that was kind of the metric that I had to look at in changing some relationships over the last year or two, is who showed up. And not about who showed up, but like who showed up. Because you can show up in a lot of ways for somebody. It doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't have to be physical. It doesn't have to be with a truck. It doesn't have to be with a shovel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be a laborious thing. It doesn't have to be, you know, something that's going to drag you across broken glass. It's just showing up. And for that, you know, when I realized there are a lot of people who I've engaged with who are not loyal people, there are a lot of people that I do consider close to me that are 100% loyal. And I definitely have a few people off the top of my head right now that I could give that lottery ticket to, and they would come right the fuck back. No questions asked, you know, and so whereas I said that, you know, it made me sad to kind of realize how many people are not loyal, it also made me very fucking grateful and thankful to be able to pick out the names of those that are loyal, because that is so important to me. So important to me, loyalty. And I think that is something that has been more important to me as I've gotten older. But I like to believe that I've always been a loyal person, you know. And so in watching the video that I had shared, it talked about, you know, do people call you? Do people come to you? Do people trust you? Do people? And I was like, yeah. So I'd like to believe you can put me on the loyal list. But money, I think that's where a lot of people lose their loyalty, is when it comes to money. It ain't even got to be a lot of money. It could be $100 fucking. You know what I'm saying? It could be something small and minute, and we'll lose a whole friendship over something small. What? You laughing?
No, I was laughing. True, because you was like, it ain't got to be a lot of money.
You had
it could be
a
a small
story that you were
amount.
thinking about.
Right. It was like something was
No. I was laughing because that's true. It don't even have to be a lot.
It don't.
You know, some people, I'll be like, really? We falling out over this? And some people will fall out with you over a certain, and I'm like, and I'm not even saying fall out with you. Like, I know some people who will owe me money and will fall out with me because they owe me money. And I'm like, I'm not even pressing you about it. That ain't nothing that I hold over your head. There's not, I don't even make you feel uncomfortable about it. So it's your own mindset that's making you, you know, fall back. And it's like, I'm not even gonna mention it.
Projecting like a mug.
Right.
Projecting like a mug. Let me see. What's the definition?
I'll be looking like, we ain't got to stop being friends. Look, listen. And now they walk of shame somewhere, and it's like that wasn't even necessary. You put a bigger weight on money than I did. You know, that's not necessary.
Okay, can I ask another question?
Well, no. First, you got to answer the question.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Another question.
Oh. Ooh. This is hard. because I think loyalty is circumstantial.
You say loyalty is what?
I think it's circumstantial.
Circumstantial.
Yeah. And so I think given certain circumstances, anybody could like, unless, because I don't think a person is loyal to you. I think a person has a certain standard of morals that they live by. And I think that to really know someone is loyal is less about them being loyal to you and like who they are as a person, period, not who they are to you. I see
what you're saying.
So, but also there's circumstances that fall into that, you know, people are like, we are built to survive. I know I'm giving y'all the long answer, but we are built to survive. And I think a lot of people do a lot of strange things under circumstances where they feel like they have to survive. And I feel like the world that we live in has created that ideology of like, is it going to be me or you? It's like watching the Saw movies. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
In a typical situation, for people who've never seen the Saw movies, what Jigsaw does is it's almost like, imagine those escape rooms that people have that they play, you know, except it's like a real life situation and their lives are dependent upon it. And people start freaking out when their lives depend on things. And in a situation where they could have worked together, had they not freaked out thinking that maybe they were going to die, someone almost always ends up dying or suffering tremendously because of fear. And I think fear can cause a lot of people to be disloyal. That being said,
no, that's not loyalty to me, right? Like things, I don't know if loyalty should waver. I don't know if loyalty's supposed to waver.
I think loyalty has limitations to it.
It has limitations. It has limitations
to loyalty. Yes, I think you can have limitations because you don't have to say yes to everything and you don't have to say no to everything, right? But I think being
not limited, but also limits. I think there's people can be loyal up to a certain point, and then there's certain points or categories where that will, even a loyal person their loyalty may break down over. So for me, let me say, like, I'm loyal to the core. But so on my hierarchy, don't forget your point that you was gonna make, Denise. Come right.
I'm writing that right now. I got 2 questions.
When it comes to me, I put myself on the back burner for any of my friends. However, my family and my children come before me. So if it comes down to a loyalty between, you know, one of my friends' loved ones and my children, yeah, you're gonna lose out. Because my children and my family always gonna get the first parts of my loyalty. So that's just a example that I'm giving as far as there's limits to it.
Yeah, it's definitely
and even with that. So some things, say certain things, say something, and I'm giving away. I ain't gonna do a full scenario, but something where you may be facing jail time or some type of penalty. If it was just me, yeah, no, I ain't got nothing to say to you. But if we're talking about me being taken away from my children and my children not having a father because he's locked up, then that's a different story. My loyalty won't reach that far because my children have to be considered first, and my children not being able to see me or be around. No, yeah, that's gonna be that's not doable for me.
Right. I agree. I just think when it comes to certain, I guess we probably have to break down some other circumstances too. But my thought is you can be loyal in multiple spaces, right? Loyalty isn't just, you know, blanket blank check, right?
Right.
Loyalty is still me telling you the truth.
Too. Yeah, we'll go ahead.
Loyalty is still me telling you the truth as your friend. Loyalty is still me saying, no, I can't help you because I have to do the, you know, I got shit I got to do with the kids, as opposed to me just lying to you or saying, oh yeah, I'll help you, and then I don't show up. Like, so you can still you can still be loyal even if your, say, response to, let's say, a person might not be their favored response. Right. But that's still, I think that's because you're being loyal to yourself more than anybody. And that's the most important part that I've learned out of all of this, is that if I'm not loyal to me, right, we're going to have a serious breakdown.
But even when you can't, or, you know, you have to say no to a person, being accountable is still a form of loyalty.
Yes, 100%. Absolutely.
Whereas we have some people in our lives who they just disappear and don't say anything. Like, oh, what happened to such and such? I didn't even get a response or anything from them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I've been in relationships. I've been in friendship relationships where that's how it ended. The words don't need to be said. I don't need to say anything. It's over is over, right? But to your point, you know, I agree with you.
Somebody reaching out, they need your help, so forth. You know, if me even standing, you know, I've had friends who say they need such and such, and even I'm not big on responding on social media, but when I see somebody reaching out for something, if they're somebody that I'm connected with, I DM them on the side, like, hey, bro, you know, if I could, I would, but this ain't what I got right now. You know, if there's any other way that I can help you outside of what you're looking for, then let me you know, tap in on that. But, you know, but still being accountable and not just disappearing, that's still a portion of loyalty. Letting people know even when you can't do everything that you're still in the fight with them.
Exactly. And I'm okay with that. I'm super okay with that. Loyalty doesn't mean I have to put me by the side. Loyalty doesn't mean that I have to, like I said, just blank check everything that you need from me. No, absolutely not.
Okay, now I have a question.
No, you ain't finished your thought, Denise.
Are you finished? I would say
you were making a statement to build
like 1,000%, like 1,000%. Like no matter what the circumstances. Probably my oldest brother.
Okay. Yeah.
Like no matter what the circumstance was, it's just what it is. Probably my oldest brother.
Yep.
Everything else, I'm like, I feel like a circumstance could. It could potentially. Right. You know what I mean?
You think, but you don't have a level certain. The level of certainty you want, you don't have it.
Yeah. There's a few people that I'm like,
probably, maybe, more than likely, but you know,
like 100. I'm like, that's where I get a little like 100. Right. I don't know, but I wanted to ask, like, we didn't really define loyalty, because I think that could change what.
That's a good
this conversation a lot.
I got it pulled up. You know,
did you read it already, Nikki?
I got it pulled up.
Did you read it already?
I mean, it's here. It's right here. It's right here. All right. So loyalty.
Read it. I wanted to hear your definition before you read it, though.
Oh, I mean, honestly, the definition is super fucking vague too. It's strange because
so don't say anything. Don't say anything yet since you've read it. Denise, what is your definition of loyalty?
This is such a good question, because I'm not sure I understand.
I mean, when you hear the word loyalty, what do you think of?
I must really think of like honesty. When I hear loyalty, like I think honesty, like being as honest as one can possibly be in the relationship, no matter what.
So
that may or may not come with a certain level of sacrifice, but I think it's just like, yeah.
When I think of loyalty, it's not necessarily. Honesty can be a component of it, but I don't think that is the primary. I think about somebody that's gonna be in my corner through my flaws, through their flaws, through situations. They'll still be in my corner, and ultimately they'll be looking out for my best, you know, for my good in mind, for the best for me in mind. And there's someone who verbally, mentally, and through action is looking for me to progress, for us to progress together, for us to get to whatever destination that we're looking to get to. But it's not a but like I said, in word, in mentality, and in action, they are in my corner.
That's good.
And they have to be. They have to be. You can't just say it, because words don't mean anything. They don't. Actions is what prove that your words are truthful, right? So without,
but the words,
without
let me say this about the words though, real quick though, Nikki, because somebody can in mindset and in action, they can be with me, but what are you saying about me when I'm not around? What are you saying about me when other people are low-key trying to shade me or whatever like that? Are you still standing up for me then? That's a part of loyalty as well, because I've known people who talk a whole lot of shit about some of my friends, and even if what they're saying has portions of truth to it, as a loyal person, I'm not going to say that they lying, but I will redirect them to see the other side. Well, yeah, that could be the case, but let me show you what I see about them. So even then, I'm not going to help dog them behind their back. I'm still going to look out for, I still want to show the best attributes about them, especially if they're being falsely typecast or, unbalanced in somebody's projection of them.
Yeah.
So when I
see your definition,
somebody be like, "Oh, Denise is crazy," this and this and that. Well, and I'll just give an example. A lot of people feel a certain way about my former co-host of Meeting of the Minds, and they say a whole lot of stuff. I don't talk ish about them, even though they said something about me. What I said is, hey, this person does a lot for the community. I'm not going to try to defend some of the things that were said or done, but let me tell you about, I know this person's heart.
Yeah.
I know they have good intentions in mind. I know that they look to do good for a lot of people. And that's the part that I want to give balance to. So even I give loyalty to people who would consider me their enemy. That's just who I am. I'm like, I don't, that's just an example. But go ahead, Denise. Or I'm Nikki. I didn't know if you were jumping in either.
Yeah, Nikki.
Well, before talking about the definition of loyalty, just like the word loyalty for me is the epitome of I got you. Like I really do. Whatever form or fashion I got you looks like, I really, really do. Right. And I think that phrase to me today, I have an aversion to that, because so many people, I got you. No, you don't. It sounds good. And you want to hear it come out of your own mouth because it makes you feel fucking good about yourself. But when you got to put those feet to the ground, your loyalty is not anywhere to be found. So, I got you. But really meaning I got you, whether it's physically, whether it's spiritually, whether it's emotionally, financially, however, there's only a few things I'm not going to do when it comes to riding for my people. And it's a very small list of shit I probably wouldn't do otherwise. Let's go, but I think in fine tuning relationships and my understanding of loyalty and my expectation of reciprocity for anybody that I'm going to be loyal to, I have to have it. I was too loyal to people who didn't reciprocate physically, emotionally, spiritually, in any of those ways. And that shit hurts, because there's a lot of friendships, there's a lot of relationships, whether it's family or friends or lovers or exes or teachers or professors or you name it. There's a lot of people that we probably thought we were really, really solid and we were loyal to and we would ride for and we would have their back, to learn that does not go both ways.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of folks on a one-way street. So the synonyms,
I'll save
ironically,
that
the
question
synonyms
for
to
later.
loyalty, ironically, the synonyms to loyalty, faithfulness, consistency, devotedness, devotion, commitment.
Oof.
With so many words that I was like, shit. And everybody doesn't have that, I don't think. But those that do, I don't think that you
Say
can.
those again. Says you said faithfulness. What
Faithfulness,
else?
consistency, devotedness, devotion, commitment. Let's see. That's pretty much, those are the ones that keep coming back on a routine. Allegiance, that was really interesting. An allegiance, a state or quality of being loyal, a feeling of allegiance. I think a lot of people talk about loyalty because it sounds good and you want to be loyal, but I don't think everybody, I don't think everybody has it in them. And I don't think that it's something that you can be taught. I don't. I feel like being loyal is one of those things you either got or you don't got. You either are or you aren't.
Whew.
I think you can maybe change your levels of loyalty. I think maybe you can add to what your loyalty looks like, but I don't know if you can teach somebody how to be loyal other than, let's say, children, right? And we teach our children how to be loyal by being fucking loyal to them. That's the only people I feel like we can teach loyalty to. You can't teach a disloyal person loyalty because they're already got the foundation of disloyalty in them.
Ooh, I got something. Got you. Well, go ahead, Denise.
I was gonna say, I used to be loyal to a fault.
Yeah.
To a fault. I'm talking about, there's people who could have called me and I'd be like, all right, like, we gotta go bury a body. I would be there. Like, I used to be like, used to. Used to.
That part.
And I was like, I realized that I have to be loyal to myself first. So if my loyalty to you comes at expense to my mental health, my health, or anything like that, where I am going to be putting myself in any kind of jeopardy of any sort. So I would say I just have a different relationship with loyalty than I used to. And I think that also changes how I view people's loyalty as well. Because I think you should be loyal to yourself first. Because you not being loyal to yourself, have you end up dead, broke, and without.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because they will take advantage of that. They're going to take advantage of it. And that's one of the things in the video. It talks about kind of like some things that we've talked about before in dating is, like in early dating.
Hold on.
You're just meeting the representative, right? And that's all they are, is a representative of what it sounds like loyalty is, what it sounds like having your back. But you ain't got it. You don't. Yeah, I'm with you, Denise. Was.
So
I'm super loyal to myself.
Hold on a second.
Super loyal to those that are loyal to me.
Now, one of the things. One of the things that I heard Denise talking about, this is what came across my mind, and then you started talking, Nikki. What I hear is you talking about being loyal to the wrong people. And I think that's an art in itself. You shouldn't be loyal to the wrong people. See, for instance, let me say something. Because you're saying loyalty for people who don't deserve. So again, why are you being loyal to I'm trying to think how I say it. Like
now, who said
so
don't
for
deserve?
Instance, me myself, when you're talking about I'm help bury the body, this and this and that. If I'm loyal to you, I'm not gonna put you in a position where you have to bury the body with me.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's
a
good.
person who will put you in position to where you have to do something that can potentially compromise you and your family. That says something about that person. That's probably somebody you shouldn't have been loyal to in the first place. Because anybody who's really loyal, oh god dang. So anybody who's really loyal, they're also a protector as well. Mm-hmm. And I'll make sure I protect you from any potential hurt, harm, or danger that might come to me.
Yeah.
True.
I wouldn't put you in those positions.
That's good.
So that's another example of you possibly, and I ain't saying you, but I'm saying a person possibly being loyal to the wrong people. And that's something that's a whole other thing you have to examine. Am I being loyal to the right people that deserve or are qualified to receive my loyalty, especially for those people who are very loyal people.
But that's where I think not knowing loyalty and not having a solid relationship with yourself and loyalty first comes into play, because you know the healthier we get, the earlier we see things, right? When we're not operating in so much of a healthy space, we're waiting, right, to see if that test comes true. And it may take a long time before the person has to show a loyalty test, right? Or has to prove a loyalty test to then learn at that moment, this person is not loyal. But in hindsight, you know, again, in hindsight, the older, more healthier we get, the faster you see that this person doesn't have loyal tendencies. You ain't even got it in you. If you're not loyal to your children, you can't be loyal to me. If you're not loyal to your partner, you damn sure can't be loyal to me. If you just cheat and you crook it all over the place, you don't have loyalty in you. You just talk about it, but you definitely don't be about it.
I can't say that.
But
I can't say that
100%. But you expect it from everybody that you know.
It's possible to have poor character and still be a loyal person.
Sure. No.
I do. I absolutely. You can have poor character and still be a loyal person. You can. I've seen it. I've experienced it. Now, one thing that you made me think about, because off of what I was saying,
I guess you could be loyal to be disloyal.
It's possible, because everything is not about you have to kind of separate lines between what's somebody's disloyalty and somebody has character flaws. Some people can have a character flaw that comes off as that don't mean that they are disloyal to everyone, but they have a character flaw that is questionable and would cause a negative reaction to a lot of people. Anyway, one thing I was saying you made me think of, and I don't know if I was thinking, I thought about when I was talking about protecting. Set it off. Think about Cleo. Cleo knew what she was about to look. She's like, y'all get out the car. I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah.
But she knew, like, this is the last stop for me.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to put y'all in this. I'm look, this is what I'm choosing to do. Y'all get out the car and I'm gonna handle my business. So that's just another, that's a movie example of somebody being like, I'm gonna be loyal to the end. I'm gonna protect you all the way, even through my own life. I'm gonna protect you. So anyway, Denise, I got off a little bit. What was you about to say, Denise?
That was good. That was really good. Do y'all think that somebody can be loyal and not be loyal to you and not be loyal to themselves?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
See, you see that all the time, and not even just with loyalty, it's with a lot of different things. I know people who will give to other people, but they won't treat themselves to anything. Like, no, you helping other people, help yourself too. They'll spend their last on other people, but they don't feel that they have the self-worth to do it for themselves. I see that all the time. It's not healthy in my opinion, but it's absolutely doable. And not even that, just on a base level, simple level. 90% of parents do that through the course of their life. They will give things to their children that they won't even do for themselves.
I have a question. Tell us about a time where your loyalty was tested, or someone's loyalty to you was tested, and you were like, oh, they're loyal.
Oh man. I have a friend, and I can truly say that this person is a friend. So we were on the phone a couple days ago, and he's been kind of being like a hospice. You could really call him. He's participated in being an end of life doula for a long time. Family friend of him and his wife, and so she just passed last week, actually. And we'll go, months, sometimes weeks, sometimes, without talking a whole hell of a lot, right? But when we do, we powwow, right? So we catch up, we do the powwow thing. We were talking last week because I hadn't heard from him, and I texted him Thanksgiving. And so like a week had passed and I hadn't heard anything. And at the same time, his wife also has some medical issues happening too. And I was like, fuck. When you don't hear from somebody that you hear from, almost immediately, you start to worry, right? When there's medical stuff happening, when, there's things going on. And so he called, and that's when he had let me know that she passed. And, of course, we do the whole powwow and whatever. And he's like, how are you doing? And he's like, I haven't heard from you in a while. And I was like, yeah, I just don't want to keep being the person that you talk to most when I'm having shit go on, right? And I'm needing advice or I'm needing support, right? And so we get to talking about just life and what's going on, and he's telling me all about, his friend passing and just all of the things that are taking place at that time. And he's like, what's been going on with you? And I told him about the refrigerator. I had my refrigerator was out for like 17 days. I have a refrigerator for fucking almost 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It cost me a lot of money. I lost a lot of money. I can't recoup that money. I lost everything in my refrigerator. I'm about $1,000 out of pocket from what I lost, what I had to replace, and feeding us for 17 fucking days with no refrigerator.
Right. Yeah.
You can only make so many, instant macaronis and instant noodles and instant motherfucking mashed potatoes and hot dog. I couldn't even do that because I didn't have anywhere to put them. And so I'm telling him about this, shit with the refrigerator, and he was so mad at me that I did not reach out. And he goes, I have a refrigerator in my storage unit. He's like, why would you not call me? And I said, because every time I call you, it's about some shit. Some shit's happening. Mind you, he lives in San Antonio. His storage is in Houston. He has driven up here on a couple occasions, just like that, and bailed me out. He was ready to bring the refrigerator because I didn't have one. I was like, I got it now. It's fixed and everything is fine. But I thought about it and I was like, there's not many people in this world that would just drop everything and drive an hour and a half away, figure out getting a trailer, getting a truck, getting a refrigerator, and just dropping it off because a friend needs a refrigerator. And we hung up the phone, and I was grateful again that this person is in my life and will always be in my life. And I'm happy that this is not a relationship that is based exclusively on sexual favors or sex or intimacy or promise of those types of things. Like, this really is a true friend who's like, I got you. And 100% means that. And, for me today, that is so, so important to me. I don't have brothers. I don't have uncles. I don't have a dad. I don't have those things. So having good men in my life in platonic ways that come through for me, that come through for the kids, that, come through in the most craziest of times, right? Q, as an example, dropped everything. Him and his son jumped in the car and came and helped us fucking move. And it was an absolute disaster. There was a lot of people that didn't show up, that should have showed up. But Q did. Q and his son showed up. So I definitely have examples. I was short for rent last month because the refrigerator situation. My girl covers it. She's like, just get me later. I don't borrow money. I don't owe money. I don't do that with people. I don't lend money because I ain't got none to lend. But to be able to have a friend who's like, girl, whatever. I just want to make sure you and the boys are good. Like, I got it. So let me help you. And shit like that is just, for me, that's irreplaceable. But this is also a friendship I've had for 30 years as well. So the loyalty has been proven. It's shown on both times, on both ends, so many times. It's nice to be able to have examples of loyalty.
And what makes that part easy for whoever it is that they know if the roles were reversed, then you wouldn't hesitate to help them either. That's why I will go out of my way to help certain. I don't go out of my way to help everybody. I ain't gonna lie. Right, some people, it's like what I feel like. If I feel like it that day, if it's just a matter of, you know, what I feel like doing or what I don't feel like doing. But there's certain people who I know would do the same for me. Is not a question. I'm a look, whatever we got to do, that's what we're gonna do, because I know they do it for me.
Absolutely.
And that's the reciprocation of loyalty. That's where that comes in.
It is. And I don't think that there's a timeline involved in that. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's there or it's not. But when it is, for me, I'm trying to hang on forever. Like, I don't want to lose that person, because they are so far and few in between. And when you've been hurt by disloyal people, when your loyalty was, you know, absolutely not valued, that takes a toll on you when you are a loyal fucking person.
So for me, this is where it gets a little different for me. I don't expect the same loyalty from people that I give. I don't accept the same loyalty from people as the loyalty that I give to them. What I look at, it's the same way where I don't expect someone to love me the way that I love them. Right. I judge people based on their capacity. And in a lot of cases, I understand that some of my friends don't carry the same capacity that I do.
Right.
So for them, I don't necessarily put the same standards or expectations on them that I know that I put on myself concerning them, because they don't have the capacity.
No, but there's got to be a level of reciprocity.
There is a level, but in most cases, but let me say it like this, Nikki.
Yeah.
If I expected the same amount of loyalty, or if I expected a person to be the type of friend to me that I am to them, I wouldn't have a lot of friends.
True.
It's a lot of it is based off of how much. So just for examples, I know that I have some friends who have self-esteem issues, or they have security issues as far as insecurities and things like that. They don't have the capacity to operate in the same way that I do. I'll judge them all based off of the capacity that they have, but I'm not even expecting you to be the same type of friend that I am to you. I'm expecting you to be the friend that I expect you to be based on the person I know you are.
Right.
Like some people, I'm not gonna, and I mean, I'm sure you one of those people in this boat as well. But if some of my friends had to deal with some of the things that I deal with, they couldn't handle it.
Oh.
Like my life and the stuff that I deal, I know they can't handle it.
Right.
So I'm not gonna judge them by that standard. You know what I'm saying? And not just that, because I've dealt with it. And not only that, I can still help my friends. Even, you know, I can help my friends when they struggling and they don't know that I'm down to my last $20. Right. I don't wear it on my sleeve like that. Right. Like most of the people, and you know, maybe it's a curse or a blessing, however you think. Most of my people, they think I'm good all the time. And while I'm encouraging them, like they don't know I'm in a worse state than you are right now.
Right.
I don't show it because I've learned how to deal with it and press through it. People don't know what I'm really dealing with.
Right.
I'm like, if you knew what I was doing, because look, some people wear it like I see what they dealing with and I have compassion toward it. But I'm like, if you had my problems right now, you fold up like a lawn chair. Easy. You fold. Like I've been conditioned to work through things. And I know certain people ain't. So I don't grade them on the same curve that I grade myself on.
No, but you do still have an expectation of some type of reciprocity.
An expectation, just not the same one that I have. Right. I don't see, and I think this is where people miss it or get in trouble. They expect the same type of love or giving or loyalty or support that they give to other people, and everybody just don't have that capacity.
Right.
Now I'll be your friend. I'll be a friend with you and help you build up to the person that you're supposed to be. Maybe you'll never have it. I just learn to love people for who they are and where they are and help you get to the next step. But yeah, I don't expect everybody to operate the way that I do.
I think that's also the beauty of friendships though too, right? Is that we are not all the same. I think that in that difference, you know, because of the two people that I just mentioned, we got obviously a lot of stuff in common, but we are very, very different in a lot of ways. Parenting, we're different, you know. Now, of course, the loyalty to those things is the same, but how we go about it is different. So there's a different version of what their loyalty looks like, but it still exists. You know, so that commitment, that, you know, what did I say? Commitment, devotion, you know, those things are all part of the reciprocity wheel, you know, in my opinion. I don't, and I've learned that, you know, as I've gotten older, you don't expect somebody to do as you would do. You don't expect somebody to give what you give. That's not why you give. That's not why you are loyal. That's not, you know, that's not why you do those things. But I do know there has to be some type of reciprocity. There just has to be. Otherwise, it is a one-way relationship. And that doesn't mean that one of us can't be weaker or stronger in some places. Because some days I'm gonna be in bad shape and some days you're gonna be in great shape and vice versa. But I can still, like you said, I can be in worst of worst shape and I'm gonna still come through for you. And I think that again, that's the magic. We all have our strengths in different ways, and that's what makes us friends. Is where you may be weak, I'm strong. Where I may be, you know, where I may be weak, you may be strong. And so being able to still be loyal in that space. Hell, sometimes you don't even know how to be loyal, but I'm right here. I'm right here. So whenever you figure out what you need from me, I'll be right here ready to give. And I don't know. I wonder why people struggle with loyalty. I don't know if it's a trust thing, you know, I don't know if it's a trust has been shattered thing, if it's.
So this is what I think. I think it's people want to people want to be loyal when they find people who they perceive are loyal to them. I think people are better. So what I do is it's not, everything isn't about, oh, I'm gonna be loyal to who I feel is loyal to me. I want to be loyal because I feel that is me operating in my highest self and my highest vibration. It's about me, my character, and the person that I want to be, even more so than it is about you. And I think when people take on that mindset, then it's easier to be loyal. And when I say be loyal, I mean stay loyal, because it deals more with character. It's not as much about another person's actions or attitude or mindset. It's like, no, if I bring you into my friend circle, then I'm loyal because that's the type of person I am. Now, if you just really do some shit to prove that you are not a person that's worthy of being loyal to, then that's a different conversation. But
that's my
start
question.
with your own character first.
Right.
And that's why I really I push back on people who are reactionary. And they say, well, I was this, but then you made me do this. Like, no, you be that because it's in your character to be that. Now, I don't say no, I can't be loyal to nobody because people out there too. No, maybe I can't be loyal to you.
Right.
Maybe there's certain people I can't, but if loyalty is in my blood, then that's what I'm going to be.
Yeah.
If love and friendship is in my blood, then that's what I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna stop being a loving person just because it's evil people out in the world.
True. 100. True.
And I see a lot of people, especially on social media, they get bitter and scorned, and they like, nah, F everybody because it's too many bad people out there.
Yeah.
So you're gonna allow your life to be dictated by those people with that negative energy? No. My goal is to be the best version of myself despite all of the because if I allow outside surroundings to dictate the type of person who that I am, then how secure of a person am I in my own skin? I don't know. What do you think?
How do you, I mean, I would imagine, obviously, you've dealt with, you know, some disloyalty, right? Do you have an example that you can think of where disloyalty happened, and how do you respond to that
You know,
if it is
golly,
somebody that's really a friend?
people ask me that, and all it is so hard for me to reach back and think about those type of things because I don't hold on to that type of stuff. Like, I really have to go back. I have to take my mind to a different place to even remember stuff like that. That's like when people talk about their haters and people, like, I don't see haters. And
Right.
I don't see haters.
Right.
It's like I have my frequency tuned in to love, relationships, loyalty, advancement, business, betterment, growth. Like, that's what I'm tuned into. And those things to where people, and it's not that I don't see it exist. It's just like it's just not a part of my frequency. So even when people have done me wrong or they do me wrong, it is real hard for me to even think about it. Like, I'd really have to just sit back and think about it because it doesn't stay on the top of my mind.
But you are able to still maintain friendship with somebody who's not been loyal to you?
Yes.
You are.
What I do is what I always say, compartmentalize. And again, it's not one of those. It's really based off of what I see a person's capacity is.
Sure.
If I realize that this person at this stage in their life, they don't possess the same tools that I do, or they don't have the same upbringing, they haven't had the same level of development, I don't hold things against people. It's wherever a person is in their life, my number one goal in building a relationship is to see them for who and where they are. Based on who they are currently and where they are, then that's just where I relate to them on that level. And I
Does
don't
their
put more
status
expectations, I
change?
don't put less.
Does their status change for you? Do you put them in a different category if you have somebody in your life that you have been loyal to that has a repetitious behavior of not being loyal? Like, do you change the level of friendship? Do you
Oh
demote
yeah.
that friendship? You know what I'm saying? Are you cautious of your level of loyalty that you give to somebody if you see that
Yes.
this person ain't got it in them?
Yes.
Okay.
I do. Number one, yes, and then number two, what was you saying again? Like, if they
If
ain't
you
got
change your
do
level.
I change? Yeah, I do. I
Okay.
do. I true, and that's because my main goal is always how or at what level can I maintain a relationship with this person. Like I said, I don't look to throw anybody away. I can't tell you the last time that I've disbanded a friendship or relationship with a person. Sometimes I have to read a relationship will look like in order for it to be maintained and healthy. And am I freezing up? I think I went
A little
away.
bit. It's
And in some cases, a person may disconnect from me because they see the change.
right.
But it's like, in order for me to continue this relationship, I have to set different boundaries based upon the type of person that I know you are.
Mm-hmm.
And you may not get full access to me. You're not
Yep.
gonna get the same access that other people get to me.
I think that's what it ends up automatically becoming, Q, or at least I know for myself personally, trying to still maintain a relationship because I liked you, I cared about you. Now, maybe I'm coming to learn that you didn't like me as much as I thought you did, or you didn't care about me as much as I thought you did. So I have to, evaluate that friendship dynamic, that relationship dynamic. But I'm at a place in my life where I don't want company that can't be trusted. I don't want company that doesn't have loyalty, as one of their core values. I don't. And I realize that that has also made me lose people, and that's made my world get smaller and smaller. But there's also safety in that though too. Because like we talked about last week, enabling and abusive behaviors and toxic behaviors and codependency and all those things, that's what it ends up breeding.
Right.
It ends up breeding this unbalanced dynamic where no matter what the version of the relationship is, platonic or not, someone's needs are not being met. And that's a choice.
Right.
I have a hard time maintaining a friendship or any relationship with anybody today that it's not a two-way street, because I give so much, because I'm loyal, because my shit can't be tested. And if you test me, I'm going to pass every fucking test. I'll go bury the body for you too. You don't need to come with. You don't need to even know where I went. I feel you on that 100%, 100%. Like, that's where I come from. That's the relationships I came out of. And you know, I don't know, maybe I go too hard, but I don't think that that's true, because you love who you love. You value who you value. Right. You want in your life.
No, and not only that, I love who I am. I don't care if the rest of the world turns into some soft marshmallows. I'm glad that I am who I am.
Yeah.
Y'all can be whatever, disloyal, whatever. Look out for yourself. That's fine.
Right.
I'm happy to stand on who I am. That ain't got no issue with that.
I read a quote a couple months ago, and I'm sure you've seen versions of it, and it basically said something like, you know, being in relationship with the wrong people, doesn't matter what the relationship, you know, is, but just being in relationships with the wrong people, where you've given more than what you've received. You know, people get mad about, oh, I regret it. I gave too much love, and I gave. I'm not going to do that anymore. I said, no, fuck that. You obviously needed it. I'll just make some more. And when you are that way, you just make more. You just make more love, make more loyalty. You make more value. You make more of that when that's who you really are.
Ooh, and not only that, I want to, and I love being in the position to give more than I receive.
Right.
I want to be because I want to be the person that has enough in me to be able to give. So it gotta be enough inside of you to be able to give that out, whether it's money, love, advice, whatever it gotta be in there with you. And I practice filling myself up for the purpose to give. If I'm not giving on some form or level, whether it's financially, whether it's advice, whether it's wisdom, whether it's my time, whether it's my sweat, if I'm not giving in, I don't feel like I'm walking in my purpose.
Yeah.
So, whatever. And at one point in time when I was younger, maybe I would have felt like that. I don't feel like that now. This is who I am. This is what I'm made for. What I'm designed for.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I've definitely never been ashamed of my loyalty. I've hated that I didn't do a better due diligence in some situations, and I allowed myself to get played on, right? But I also, again, I feel like I'll just go make some more. You know, when my dad would get stolen from, right, by clients and shit, or just people, in our life, I never understood. He never got mad, and I would be so pissed off, because how could you say that you love my dad, but you steal from him? Like, my dad will give you the shirt off his back and every fucking shirt in the closet if he had to, right? Like, how could you steal from this person? Oh, it would make me so angry to see my dad get stolen from, but my dad would always say, they needed it more than I did. I was like, shit. So, like, there has to be, there just has to be that in you, because I think that when you are a loyal person, you are going to be ran over sometimes. You are not going to be valued, the way that maybe you value those things. And you can't take it personal. And a lot of times it's definitely been taken personal. But what we have to remember is this is the them issue, not a me issue. The me issue is, how long do I stay here and let you be disloyal? Right? Or where do I have to move around to put my loyalty in the places where it belongs? Because I do believe there are some cases where you don't deserve it anymore.
Right.
You don't deserve the alternative. I don't wish bad on a person. I wouldn't intentionally do anything to be harmful or to put any negative energy in a person's direction, but you do not deserve my loyalty anymore.
Right.
And I'm super
And
okay
yeah,
with that.
if my loyalty comes at the expense, or let me say this, if my loyalty consistently comes at the expense of my well-being, my mental well-being, my physical, financial, like if it's always something that's taking away from me, then yeah, you got to reevaluate that. I mean, you
Yeah.
as an individual, and not I mean, you got to make sure that what you're doing is for the right reasons. And one of those things is I don't do anything like, okay, well, if I do this, then they'll like me more. And if I don't do it, they'll like me less. See, that's the unhealthy way of trying to be loyalty, because you're trying to earn somebody's love. And I'm not
Right.
trying to earn anybody else's love or loyalty. I'm doing it because that's what I feel I'm called to do, but it's not one of those, yeah. It's one of those, that's one of those reverse selfish reasons. Like, it's not directly selfish. You're doing selfless things, but you're also doing it because you're expecting some type of return on it. And what I
True.
do doesn't have an expectation of a return. Or I like what Denise said. She said, my mom says you reap what you sow, not necessarily where you sow. And that's something that I've always lived by. See this,
Yeah.
golly, and I've said this to countless people.
Yeah.
Because I hear people say, well, I gave this and they don't do nothing back for me. I'm like, it's not, and this is a business principle.
Right.
They will tell you in businesses like, hey, you give to those below you, but those people who are maybe below you don't have the ability to give back to you. That's why it's
Right.
always important to not be the top of the totem pole wherever you are in relationships. You shouldn't be in your circle of influence. You shouldn't be the one with the most money. You shouldn't be the one that's the wisest and most intellectual. You got to have people that's above you who can also pour back down into you as well.
Sure.
So as I'm
Sure.
pouring down into other people, then I'm not expecting those same people. They don't have the ability to give back to me what I'm giving to them. I'm sowing seeds, and what I do as I plant down into them, then I have other mentors and people that's pouring down in me as well. That's the reciprocation, but it's not going to come from the same people that you're giving to in most cases. Sometimes it will, but that's not where you should expect it to be.
No, you shouldn't expect it, and there shouldn't be a timeline on that either. But I will say though, when you see it happen, it's a beautiful thing, right? When somebody that you have shown loyalty to shows you loyalty back, whether it's, totally out of left field or who knows, right?
Right.
It's such a beautiful thing. You're so happy that this person passed a test you didn't even know that they were taking. But it's just like, oh, thank God, right? It just makes you, I don't know, it makes me feel better when I know that, somebody really does have my back. Because I definitely if I say I got it, So I appreciate people who value loyalty and who value reciprocity. I very much do.
And, I mean, I have a close friend to this day that he always reminds me how much he appreciated me, because there was a time when he was down and out. He didn't have anywhere to stay, and I let him come stay at my place probably for 2 or 3 months till he got back on his feet. I helped him get everything back together, and now he's in a position where he's probably doing better than me right now. In all honesty, but and just not only that, like, he always always reminds me about how much it meant to him that I helped him in his toughest time. And
Yes.
through that, he give a whole lot to me. He helped me with a whole lot of stuff as far as everything. Every time he gets something, he giving me. If you see some strange shoes on my feet that you ain't never seen before, it's like he gives me a whole bunch of all type of stuff that I would never even get for myself. But it's just one of those things. It's good not only in material things, but now we are at a level that we can share with each other mentally and with information and with business ideas. So like
Sure.
you said, it's a wonderful thing when it evens itself back out.
It is, because I think that we all are deserving of loyal people. I think that we all deserve to have loyal people in our corner. You know, so when the situations arise where that actually, you know, presents itself, it's like having a life jacket on, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it saves you, you know, sometimes emotionally, physically, spiritually, and it saves you to know that you really will catch me if I fall.
Right.
I appreciate loyal people. I really, really do. And I think that today, I think that today, the way I've curated my life, loyalty has to be, it has to be something that a person is comfortable with, is transparent about, has, you know, no qualms. I think I think that being loyal also is I think there's a measure of self-love in that too, you know?
Yeah, I do too.
I do. I think that there's a measure of self-love and loyalty, because to be loyal, you also have to be vulnerable. And a lot of people don't want to be vulnerable. That's a very scary thing to be. A lot of people don't want to be dependent upon.
This the little piece I want to throw in there to be, because it's weird, is there's a healthy, what you're speaking of is a healthy loyalty. And I think some of the things that we speak about early is an unhealthy substitute for loyalty. And those are the things that I'm thinking about when you say some people, they're doing it because they want to be liked, or they want to be accepted, or there's some type of ulterior reason for them to show loyalty. But it's really it's not because it's who they are, but it's because of the image that they want people to see them at. It's weird, but I mean, that's one of those things people can be. And so then it goes back to, in most cases where people talk about loyalty to a fault or being too loyal, it's usually an unhealthy thing, and you did it for alternative reasons. But at the end of the day, there was something about you that wasn't happy and complete within your own self, to where you felt like you had to satisfy or be accepted in another person's sight. I don't think that's healthy.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. So this kind of makes me go back and think about the question you asked before. Can somebody be loyal and not, what did you say? Can somebody be loyal? Can somebody be loyal to others and not be loyal to themselves?
Right.
And you say yes. Yeah.
But again, I don't think it's healthy.
Right. That's almost like the codependent version of, like, is it actually loyalty, or is this codependency now? You know? And there's a fine line.
But I do think it is loyalty, but I just don't, it's not healthy though.
Right.
So when people look back in different points in their lives and they're like, I was too loyal, and some of those things, were you actually loyal? Yes. Was it in a healthy way? Probably not.
Right. Right. And of course, that's one of the lessons. That's one of the literal life lessons.
Yeah.
You know, I think that for a long time we just threw around this word loyal, and I got you, and this is my people, and I got you, and you my thing.
Ooh, loyalty.
Oh, you froze up.
Loyalty should come from a place of, am I still freezing?
No, you're good.
Oh. All right, we're gonna get out of here in a second anyway, for my computer started acting all the way up.
I know, 9:30. The computer's like, it's time.
That's it. But dang, I forgot what I was gonna say. But loyalty should come from
a place
of strength.
Yeah, sure.
And not a place of need. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Maybe that's the dangerous part, where people get into that cycle of expecting the exact in return, right? And if you can't do for me exactly like I did for you, you know, then it doesn't count. All right.
And a lot of those people were their reason for being loyal was because the root of it was because the expectation of the reciprocation.
Yes.
I'm doing this because the real reason I'm doing this is because I want to get this back.
Ooh.
And I don't think that's so I know you don't like the Bible, but
no, go ahead.
The one scripture, even when it talks about love, I think it's 1 Corinthians 12, maybe 13, but I believe it's 12. When it says love seeketh not its own. So
say it again.
Love seeketh not its own. It was just it's a chapter just talking about the characteristics of love.
Okay.
But one of the verses talk about love seeketh not its own. So it's not, I don't love because I'm looking to be loved.
Right.
I don't love because I'm seeking the return of love. That's if you're doing it for the purpose of, if you're doing it primarily for the purpose of receiving it, then that in itself is not real love.
I was just gonna say, is that even authentic? That I don't. I mean, and that has no lasting power behind it because it's not real. It will fizzle out as soon as it wears off.
Yep.
Or until you're tested again to see, do you really love me? Are you really loyal? Are you really my friend?
Or
you know,
case, then those are the people who constantly test you because they need to be reaffirmed constantly because it's not, you know. So
ooh. Do you require loyalty in your intimate relationships? I mean, I know you're married, you know, but is loyalty something that, you know, coming out of a divorce relationship and, you know, starting over and building a new family, like, was that something that you kind of like, that's all my required list this next go around?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not something that's stated, but it is something that has to be exhibited and executed.
Yeah.
Because especially, I mean, in a marriage, it's going to be necessary.
Yeah.
Because because one of the things is loyalty has to go beyond feelings.
And it has to be able to check in when you're not in a good space with that person. Loyalty doesn't waver if you've pissed me off. Loyalty doesn't waver if you've, you know, done something that was disloyal. Like, my loyalty still has to be the same. I remember once years ago, I used the word loyalty in an argument with my ex. And he was so, like, just using the word loyal. I was like, you know, it is the kid's dad, right? So this is long time relationship. Made a comment about loyalty, and he just laughed. He laughed, and he was like, "Loyalty is like, what do you think? What do you think this is? You know, like, what era are we living in?" And it was like just saying the word loyal, even though he was at that time.
Right.
It was just such a hard word for him to even fucking say. And today, it makes sense, right? You're not loyal to yourself. You damn sure can't be loyal to not me, but certainly them children. But today, even in my last relationship, loyalty was definitely something that was a one-way street. Now, I see that now. There were times where it was reciprocal. There were times where I was weak, he was strong. He was weak, I was strong. But my loyalty definitely not in question. His loyalty definitely in question. Today, I could never be in a relationship with somebody who does not value loyalty.
Right. And then that's one of those things, even when things break down, do you not only hold that person in a higher light, but do you, and this is the balance, do you present this person in the highest light to the point you can be true to yourself? So what I'm saying is, even when there's breakdowns and even when things are not going well, do you go to your friends or his friends and his family and you do the very best to dog him and put him down or put her down when things are not going well? or do you still
right,
uphold their better
right,
qualities?
right.
Or, you know, I don't want them to be looked at in our community as, I don't want them to be looked at negative, but this is the gray area that I'm saying. Because if they're doing some fuck shit, then I'm not telling you or anybody to try to cover up another person's toxic behaviors.
Right.
But just in basic breakdowns in communication, are you dogging them, or are you are you doing your best to uphold their reputation? Like I said, it's a fine line because you don't want to endorse toxic behavior, but in just basic breakdowns of communication, you don't want to tear a person's name and reputation down either. And I think that's where loyalty comes in.
Does loyalty and fuck, I just had it in my head. Does loyalty, your exact example, does loyalty and damn, what is the word I literally just had on my tongue?
Allegiance.
It's like I was trying to see if loyalty and this other word are the same. Integrity. Is loyalty and integrity the same thing?
No.
Huh?
It's almost okay.
In that example that you gave, my thought was,
but it is similar. It's almost the same thing, but in a different direction. So integrity is about you.
Sure.
But loyalty is but loyalty is kind of about upholding the integrity of the other person.
Yeah. So can you be loyal without integrity? I don't think you can't be loyal if you don't have integrity. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Can you have integrity without loyalty? I don't think so there either. So no, they're not the same thing, but I don't think you can
have integrity without loyalty, because integrity that's a you-based thing.
Which is also going to cause you to be loyal, depending on the relationship, depending on the person, depending on the dynamic. That would lend a person to be more loyal, in my opinion, if you were a person with integrity.
In general, it typically does, but I don't think it has to. I think someone can walk in integrity without feeling the need to uphold the integrity of another person. Like you can have integrity and still be selfish about it too. Like, no, I only speak for myself and nobody else.
Right. I was wondering because it sounded like integrity, but I was
that's
like,
that's a good question.
They work each other.
I think it is. I think it's more like integrity, but just focused toward another person, or almost like loyalty is upholding another person's integrity.
Right.
But you can have integrity and not feel the need to uphold anybody else's. Like, no, they got to speak for themselves, or they got to.
Totally agree. So that's where having to put people in different categories comes into play.
Right. That was good. That was a good question. We at 132. That was a power pack 90 minutes. We got a whole lot of conversation.
I hate we lost Denise. We had her in the chat there for a little bit, but I hate we had to lose her. Yeah, great conversation. I don't feel as sad leaving this conversation as I did starting this conversation. So thank you. Because I was feeling really bummy there for a minute. So, I guess my closing thoughts is, go to the Facebook Freethinkers group page. Go to this live on our Facebook, and in there I will drop, would you say it's 27 minutes? A 27-minute video. And it's just an interesting listen. It talks about just the different sides of loyalty, and I think it's really important to listen to and ask yourself, where do I stand? If I were to grade myself on loyalty, where would I stand? And what do you expect of others, right? If you're expecting everybody to be loyal to you, but you give it to nobody, come on, man. Come on. That's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, I'll put the video in the Facebook Free Thinkers group page. It's interesting. Loyalty. I'm proud to be loyal. I'm proud that you are my friend and that you are loyal. I'm proud that I have loyal people in my circle. And if I have a very small circle, I'm okay with that, because who's in it? Solid fucking characters. Period. And it's taken a lot of trial and error to get to that place, but I am happy with who is here today. Very happy with who is here today.
I echo those sentiments. I think I got it all out.
That's it. And we done. Oh, and really quick, you know, I have an event, or we have an event on the Facebook page for our last Tuesday of the month this month. So if you are in the 512 area and you're thinking about coming out, you don't have to.
We need all of the free thinkers.
We do. We need everybody to come.
This end of the year, all of the free thinkers. If you've ever watched, participated, came live in person, we need you there. This last Tuesday of the year.
It's going to be a great time. It's going to be at Phoenix Den, which, for those who are not familiar with Phoenix Den, just as a forewarning, it is a cannabis lounge speakeasy. You do not have to partake in any of that type of festivity. I believe they've got hookah as well. If you know you smoke hookah, you do not have to partake in any of that. But you know, if that's something that you are not comfortable with, then you probably don't want to come this month, because there will be a lot of that. But we want to support our friends, and they offered to host us there, and we're super excited to go support some friends. And it's a beautiful location. If you are part of the community, you definitely need to come out and check out the lounge. You know, we will have some 2025 wrap up in the beginning, and you know, we'll kind of turn it into a little gathering as the evening goes on. So it might not necessarily be, you know, your regularly programmed free thinkers, but it's our end of the year party. We're having a diaper drive. So if you do attend the last Tuesday, or if you can't come at anywhere between now and the end of the year, you're in a position where you're able to donate diapers, any size. I don't care if they're open or unopened. It don't matter. You could have old baby diapers from your kid that don't wear them no more. We'll take any of them. So we're doing a diaper drive and going to get those off to parents that just need some help with diapers. You know, it's after the holidays. So most of the coats for kids and toys for tots, like most of those things have already been done for the month. But you never not need diapers if you got a kid in diapers. So true. Diaper drive. And I'd like to, you know, each month when we do our last Tuesdays, turn it into something like that, where we can, you know, take in donations and give them right back out. You know, if we're just one tiny little hub, that's okay. I'd love for us to be one little hub. So if you've got some organizations in mind that could use things, you know, let us know what's needed, and we'll certainly try to get something going like that. But the last Tuesday, December 30th, 8 to 10 p.m. Casino said, of course, we can stay a little bit late if we need to, but they generally close at 10. So I said, well, hell, if it gets too rowdy, we'll go across the street. we'll find another spot to hop to.
Turn it to a parking lot conversation.
You know, literally in the parking lot. It is next to the Ashley Furniture Store in Pflugerville, which is in the Tinseltown Shopping Center. So when you get to that shopping center, it's kind of over there behind the Texas Roadhouse. It'll say Big CBD Lounge on the windows. It's right next to Generations Barbershop. Literally park, walk in. It's going to look like a closet, but it's a speakeasy. So once the door opens, it's really, really cool. So, you know,
hand contact going to be good for you.
No, it doesn't work that way, but it will be a good time. So come out, we'll have food. You're going to get some munchies, support the people, come have some conversation with us, and just kick it off for end of the year 2025. Our first year back in person since COVID started. So we really hope to see a bunch of folks we haven't seen.
Was 2025? This wasn't the first year that we started coming back, was it?
In person, I believe so.
It wasn't last year that we started?
If it was, it's only been about a year. Like we've only been doing it for about a year back on the last Tuesday in person.
I felt like we started like September, October last year. I don't know. I lose track of time.
So like I said, we might be right at the year mark, but it's been about a year since we started doing our in-persons again. And that sounds crazy to me too, because I swear we just had one, but I'm thinking about the last conversation from 2 times ago. So don't miss the last Tuesday of this month. It's going to be a great time. And we should probably I'll take one of your cues and make some phone calls and invite some people and reach out personally and be like, hey, we haven't seen from you in forever. I totally guilt tripped Jules today. I said, you don't never come.
You need to be guilt tripped.
So hopefully we can guilt trip folks enough to show up. But it'll be a great time. It'll be a wonderful time, great networking, just a good ass time, man. And then, of course, January we'll be back over at the food truck with Brent and Dirty Glove. So, if you have a space and you want to host us, I have a friend who actually offered up a space over by Mueller too, but we have to wait till it gets a little bit warmer. It's an outdoor spot.
That's what I'm saying. Even come January and February, it might be cold, so we gotta see on that.
We'll see where we're at, but we will be somewhere regardless. If you have any suggestions, if you have a space that we can meet at, shoot us a message. Let us know. We'll definitely come over there and bring our folks over there. So that's it. Share the page, join the YouTube, tell folks about us. Think about loyalty, what it means to you, what friendship means to you in 2025. And we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Night.